Welcome to one of the videos in the TLI Mass Sensor Balance series. This video will explain how to use the balance with the EasyLog USB data logger. As this is the first time I've used the balance, I'm going to go and check the virtual serial port that has been set up for that balance. I'll click on the Start button, I'll go to the Control Panel, and then I'll open up the Device Manager. I will now expand the Ports option, and I notice that the A10 USB to serial bridge is in COM 7, that's serial port 7. That's the USB to serial adapter that I'm using for this balance. Okay, now I've established that, I can now exit from my device manager, I can exit from my control panel, and now I can start the the EasyLog USB software. Okay, now we are ready to start recording from our balance. I already have a temperature sensor plugged into my EasyLog USB, and I now have to tell the software that the balance is also connected. As the balance does not have an auto ID, the software cannot automatically detect it. To do this, I'll just disable my sensor auto detect. I'll go to my Sensors tab, and in port 2 I will select balance 0.01 grams. Okay, I got an error, and the reason I got an error was the software has not been set up to the correct serial port yet. So we now know it's 0.7, so I will save that, adjust that and save that. I'll exit from that, click OK. Alright, now to be on the safe side, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reset my software, and I'll just disable my auto detect, and I'll go to the sensors and I'll select the balance again. Once I've already told the software that that's where it will find the balance, from now on it will find it. Okay, so it's found it. I've got a reading on the balance of 77.8 grams, and the reason I've got that reading is I've got a little beaker sitting on my balance right now. I'm now ready to collect data, and the data I collect will be both temperature and mass. So I'll set my baud rate. The baud rate for the balance is, my sample rate. I'll set my sample rate to 5 samples per second because that is the appropriate sample rate for the balance. If I go any higher than that, the balance really can't work fast enough for any higher sample rate than that. Okay, I'll collect data for around about 20 seconds, and while I'm collecting that data I will pour some water into my beaker to see what happens. So I'll now click the Run button. I've set my sample rate, my sample number, I've got my time at 20 seconds. I can click the Run button and we can watch what happens. Alright, I'm pouring the water in now, and we see the red graph steadily going up as I pour that water in. The red graph, of course, is the balance. It's sensor 2. Temperature is not changing. It's quite warm. And we continue to do that. And now the 20 seconds is up. So I have collected my mass range and my temperature range, and I can have a look at my data grid. I can see my data in there for temperature and for mass. I can, of course, export that data to Excel or do whatever I want to now in terms of my analysis. So that's basically using the TLI balance, mass balance sensor with the TLI EasyLog USB and EasyLog USB software. Thank you for watching this video on the EasyLog USB. Welcome to one of the videos in the TLI Mass Balance Sensor series. This video will describe how to set up the balance and use the TLI balance software to collect data. Firstly, we must connect the balance to the logger as shown. Once we have done this, we are ready to start this software. Right, now I've connected my TLI mass balance sensor to my computer via my USB serial adapter and serial cable, and I'm ready to go. There's just one more step before I should start my TLI balance software. Firstly, I'm going to check exactly what the virtual port number is that I have connected the balance to on my computer. To do that, I'm going to start up Windows Control Panel. I'm going to have a look at the Device Manager, and I'm going to expand the ports option in the device manager, and I look at my ports and I see I have an EasyLog USB data logger plugged in, and it's COM3, and I also have my A10 USB to serial bridge COM6. This particular one is the one that is hosting the balance, so I know that my virtual serial port number should be 6. Alright, I will close both of those, and I'm now ready to start my software. So I'll start my TLI balance software. I'll power on, and I'll have a look at the serial port, and it is serial port 6, so I'm in luck this time. If it wasn't, I would have to adjust my knob to serial to 6, switch the power off, preferably exit the software and start again, really is probably the best option. And once I've got that right, and I know that I've got the right serial port and I've got the right baud rate, which should be 9600, then I can start recording data from my balance. Now on my balance I have a little beaker, and that beaker is giving me a reading of 79.53. So let's start recording. Once I'm recording, I'll start pouring some water into it. Okay, it's gone to 79.52 now. So I'll now start pouring some water, and we'll see what happens. So I'm slowly adding water, and we can see the readings changing in both the table and on the graph. So we know that everything is working fine. So now I have established through this test that my balance is working correctly, that the software has picked it up and detected it, and I'm ready to do some more sophisticated experiments. And that will do for our first experiment into the TLI mass balance sensor. I will stop recording now, I will power off, and I will exit the software. Thank you very much for watching this, one of the videos in the TLI balance series. Thank you very much.